Crystal Jimenez from Mexico, Missouri here, and this is Field Experience C, Applied Language Acquisition. Understanding and applying multiple language acquisition theories into classroom practice is very helpful in becoming a culturally responsive teacher to meet the needs of diverse students like English language learners and in closing the achievement gap between groups of students. Noam Chomsky's Nativist Theory states that the human brain is wired or predisposed at birth to process and understand language, which might explain why kids seem to learn language so easily and with very little help. It implies that most languages have similar rules for representing concepts like past and present, asking a question, and identifying gender. Chomsky calls this innate skill universal grammar, and since all humans have this ability, children can learn any native or environmental language without much intervention. Now, that's not to say that children do not require interaction. Without interaction, students will never learn to speak the language. Universal grammar in the reading classroom looks like cognitive awareness lessons. Cognates are words in two languages that share a similar meaning, spelling, and pronunciation. According to an article on Color in Colorado, 30 to 40% of all English words have a related Spanish word. And that's amazing because that means that our Spanish-speaking students learning English may already possess 40% of the English language. They just have to access it. There are no true cognates shared between Chinese or Mandarin languages and English, but lots of languages have cognates with English. Direct instruction of phonics and in Latin and Greek root words and affixes are very helpful because down the road with a strong foundation, students can tackle unfamiliar words successfully without direct instruction or intervention. Lev Vygotsky is another theorist. He came up with sociocultural theory, which declares that children develop cultural values, beliefs, and problem-solving strategies by collaborating with members of their community. And what's better at collaborating than using cooperative learning structures? Students can use reading structures like jigsaw reading, where each student gets a part of the reading, and then they come together and tell about their part. You could also use numbered heads together, like all the ones get together and talk about their part of the article before they get with the rest of their group. And you can always do think, pair, share, where after the group has discussed the entire reading, they can get together with one partner and talk about their experiences or write down answers. We can also have community leaders come into the classrooms as volunteers. They can be lunch or reading buddies, guest speakers, or even substitute or guest teachers. We know how much we need those right now. It is really important to choose multicultural and multi-situational readings. You can find lots of those reading lists on goodreads.com, inclusiveschools.org, or you can ask your local or school librarian or colleagues what are the best books to bring into the classroom. Above all else is a sense of community, and you can do this through social emotional learning strategies and making a positive learning environment in the classroom. John Schumann came up with the Culturation model, and it postulates that second language acquisition is a combination of social and psychological factors, which are learned from members of the target language community. And the faster ELLs become part of the target language community, the quicker they will learn the target language, which in this case is English. Fostering acculturation in the reading classroom looks like daily and weekly emotional learning lessons. These are taught often to increase perseverance, goal setting, motivation, and acceptance between diverse students and groups. Cooperative learning structures are also really helpful here. Pairing ELLs with native speakers, in this case native English speakers, helps to increase English language proficiency. It also increases teamwork and communication, getting those students all to be part of the target language community. Finally, a positive and welcoming learning environment is important to all students. This lowers stress levels and lets little brains learn.